Good afternoon everyone, it's Linda here from Banjo's Bead House with our weekly Facebook live video, and this week it is another customer request. I've had a few people who are new to working with fancy stones who've seen that we've got frames and want to know how to make earrings with them, so in particular stud earrings. So today we're going to do stud earrings and we might look at hooks further down the line in the new year. So I'm going to tip you guys down and we're going to have some fun. Okay, so for this one, I've got our sew-in settings, so that gives you the nice frame to actually use as your base. I am working with 12 and 14 mil Rivolis, so I have a 12 mil and a 14 mil frame. So we've got the 14s in light cyan and in blue zircon a 12. So you can see I've already got one made up in the size 12. So it does make a really nice simple stud. Yes, there is the little holes on the side, but unless you're looking for them, you really wouldn't notice them. Okay, so how do we get one of these into a stud kind of setting? Well, we're going to start with the 12 mil first because he's actually the easiest. You're just going to start by dropping your little stone in to the frame, and then if you've got a piece of wooden dowel or pliers, you just need to go opposite corners on all the prongs. I'm using nylon gel pliers because they're just a little bit easier, but a timber dowel like you'd get if you've got a leftover from a IKEA furniture build is great. You just have it sitting down and you push down. You just want something soft that's not going to damage the top of the stone. And we just work in opposite corners. So that one is as easy as that. I then have these 12 millimeter gold stud settings, so therefore nice and easy. We just flip that over and we're going to glue that straight on. So off camera I've got my E6000, so that little glue. I've just got it in a jam jar. It doesn't really fit under the camera, but I'm basically just getting a swoosh of glue across the surface. So you can see I've just got my swish of glue, and you're just going to set it into the center of that frame, and voila, we have a stud. Now of course I can say voila, he's done. He needs 24 to 48 hours to actually fully cure and dry up, but you have a really simple way of making a festive stud. So what do you do if the backing doesn't necessarily work? So what do I mean by that? That is a really tricky glue because there's actually not enough surface area here for this to actually capture on. Sorry, I'm realizing my fingers are off screen as I'm doing this. So with this one, we actually drop it through this way and you get a nice secure setting that way. But it does mean that the glue workup is a little trickier. Whoops. So for this, I'm just cleaning some wet glue off my little prong. You can grab a old beading awl. I've got a polymer clay tool here. You want to get into your glue, and it's just a matter of getting it on, and you just want to scrape around the surface. Now, if you've got the baby tube of E6 or the one with the nozzle, you could get the nozzle in here. The baby tube you might be able to get in here as well, a lot easier. But having an awl or a tool where you can just get your glue in, you just want to get enough so that there is a surface area. Your other option is you could glue around the edge of this. I find that a little bit trickier. I find it easier and cleaner if I glue into there, and from there we're just going to drop that down and pull through. So I'm going to leave that one to dry for just a little bit, and then I'll come along and get all the excess off. Sorry, I've got glue trails all over my fingers. I'm just putting the lid back off on my E6000 off camera. So we're going to the one that I glued a little earlier, and it's the same process. It's drop the stone in and get that nice and centered. Now the back of that stone will push up against that ear hook setting, so if your glue hasn't completely taken, this will actually also hold it in place. but the glue just gives it an extra reassurance. And it's as before, just working across on opposite corners and gluing down. And just like that, you've got a fun little way of using your sewing finding to make a quick and simple pair of fancy stone earrings. So it was again using the 12mm and using the 14mm round in the gold findings and settings. So nice, quick and easy way of making gifts. I will make that other one up in a little bit. I just need that frame to have a chance to dry. And that's it for me for this week. As I said, it was going to be a quick and easy one. I've got to get to the post office. I've been busily pulling all of these stock from the order that turned up yesterday. Mum has been very busily wrapping all those orders, and I now get to drop it all off at the post office so that you guys can get all of your lovely sparkly bits and pieces and tools out to you guys. Yeah, so keep an eye out for your dispatch notifications on that one. I'll be back next week with another Facebook Live. We'll see you then. Bye for now.